Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Nose to Human, and welcome to the grand finale of our King Arthur Briton campaign. You join us when War with Dacia has finally come. It's very strange, to be honest. Spent the entire game with this huge long border here, and they've never caused any trouble. Never even really looked like it, apart from the odd little floating border force. But it looks like we're going to have to go and smash them up, aren't we? They've attacked us over here in no less than Chariot Central Territory. So I guess that's what we'll have to do. Send the chariots to come and cause them lots and lots of problems. So I suspect that's what we'll do. We're just going to send him over to the bridge here. Good thing we've got the extra fort. That was the force, by the way. That was besieging Titus last episode. I've given them a little pile of money. The Dacians headed over here instead. They never actually had a battle there. They decided that now was the time to attack us. And no, I don't think that's going to end very well for them at all, because look at all these borders they've got to go and deal with now. I've got forces everywhere. They are ready to pounce, including some peasants. I'm sending armies of peasants all the way around their territory, not through it, by the way. Sending it around your territory to get it over into Geheris, just to get it a little bit bigger, because it is only 1,500 people right now. A little bit small. Don't really like that, do I? No, I don't. So we'll just grab those two because it's better having them than not. Maybe today then we're going to go and smash up a load of Dacian territory as well. We'll see about that. I'm sure I can pull together quite a lot of forces. It's not going to end very well for them. That is for sure. Richest faction and the most advanced faction, that may well have triggered something. Horse de Orsini got married to the daughter of Verulanium, and Kai the Morbid is given of a master smith. Lovely stuff. Jerusalem obviously has itself some very nice smiths. Good work for us. Now, Bostra. That is, unfortunately, it does have a spy in it, but it's not going to open up straight away. They can just about reach us, so we might well have to fight a little battle. But I'm pretty sure, yeah, Horse de Orsini can be pretty pleased about his work here. He's going to finally get some revenge for that last defeat he had over Egypt. And Conan the Conqueror, he's going to head over here to Damascus. Just some recent infantry. Bit of a shame, but we'll send them over to Palmyra. They can keep that busy. And we'll head over to the city. That will be most grand. If they want to face in the field, that would be ideal, because that force is a pretty tough one as they go, or it certainly looks it. Golden sword and shield. Yeah, that's what you like to see. That's looking pretty darn good. We're going to send you up towards Antioch. We need a force to go and take Massacre, because of course we do have a few fleets over here. So we have this army over hither, which is, oh yes, Kador and Yuane, a couple of random blokes who have decided can come do this job. So you can come and do that. Put it under siege. Get yourself a load of towers, and we'll just head into their next turn. It should just be a walkthrough. And then we've got ourselves lovely tower. Ooh, well, no, it's back to Pontic. Is it under siege? Oh, God knows. Okay, I did have Hengist over here ready to go and take this, but yeah, it seems to come back to Pontic. It keeps flipping around, this one. Okay, that is still Egyptian. That is Pontic. Okay, well, they might be problems. What we can do is, I don't want to annoy Pontus. You know what? Let's head back down here. We'll just stop here for the moment. That's fine. We'll just go have a little look, see what's going on in that direction. So the spy can head off over there. You go over there, and we'll go and take our taxator if possible. Might be that it rebelled. Who knows? Well, that was yeah, not quite what I was expecting from that. Oh well. We'll go send a few more troops over to Tarsus, ready to get on with the war over there. You can head over north to Massacre. That should be absolutely fine. Now, Ionia is under siege, I'm pretty sure, from the Greeks at this point, but my diplomat has died. So who knows, eh? Who knows? The city of Hubris has been put under siege by Dacia. Yes, the name there might well come back to haunt them. Let's have a go. 9%. Yeah, he failed. He failed last time as well. Caught up with him as he crossed over into our lands last turn. We do have more assassins. Where are my lovely, friendly assassins? I'm sure they were taking someone out. Ah, there you are. Hiding there. There was a family member here last turn. You missed, but you got him this time. 18%. Wish we'd got the Dacian guy instead. Bit of a shame that. But oh well, we do have plenty of forces moving forward. The gates are actually open over here in Hatra, so we'll just walk into there. That was surprisingly painful, actually, that one. We'll get it all repaired. and get them retrained in pretty swift time, actually. One turn will get it all sorted out. Let's get some warband to hold the city. Good. We've already got ourselves a nice gain here today, ladies and gents. Now, as for the rest of the world, Numidia seem pretty chill. We can see Dacia have attacked us. Now, I did notice the Carthaginians do have forces over here at this point, which is concerning but intriguing. Now, I did have some armies, didn't I? Where are they? Over here. Good. So they're over here. Where's the boat? We're supposed to have a boat over here, guys. What have we done with it? Okay, well, not the end of the world. We're going to get these chaps onto the boat, send them down to Cyrene, or Serene as it's now known. Send them some decent infantry. They're a bit lacking when it comes to that. I'm sure someone else was on their way as well. Who else was coming? I'm sure I had a fleet or a general or someone. Yes, you, sir. You were going to come over here as well. So they're coming down to Serene just to make sure all is happy and safe down there. Good infantry. Get them a general. God of Water of Verulamium, who I think could do with getting on with something in his life. He's been sitting around Rome for far too long. Elsewhere, Carthage don't really seem like they're going to be attacking, but can't be too sure about any of this, ladies and gents. So just going to make sure I can see the seas around. Hopefully that way we'll be absolutely fine. We can spot any suspicious actions. Yeah, I can't quite get these positions perfect over here. I'm going to grab a few extra fleets and just plonk them in the sea here just to be sure. That's just about right, isn't it? There we go. Yeah, you can come over here, and you, sir, can now come up in this direction. Good. We've a good eye on them. As for Spain, they did actually turn back, so they're not imminently attacking us. But at this point, we've got ourselves a huge set of forces over here ready to take them on should they ever want to. One army here, two army here, and sort of a third over there as well. Things are looking intense, if I'm honest. What I should probably do, actually, if we're going to go and take on Dacia, is grab some of the generals. This guy was heading up to Pendragon, but good old Elwood Pendragon, named after two cities at this point. Yeah, join your friend as well. Grab him. In fact, grab most of these guys. Take the peasants with you, actually, because peasants were really only there to hold, to go and release into those cities up in the north where they're very, very small. So we'll go send you over to good old Bedivere. Good. And that means we can start sending a general onward. Oh, Illyrian mercenaries, 3 of those. This is good news indeed. Good news. You can continue to go. Actually, no, I think you need to get into this army as well. This is going to be a fun force. Lots and lots of chariots. Let's get back to some good old Western battles, eh? Because they have been quite good fun, all things considered. Right, we'll start that army next time. And obviously we have plenty of other forces. Yeah, these are all the peasants. Plenty of other forces to get going as well. You know what? If you can head up in this direction, you might as well go and join up with the forces from Esclabor. That's probably going to be your army. We can deal with splitting them up just a tiny bit. We might as well have virtually all of the force, actually. You go meet each other next turn, somewhere in that forest, and we'll go and pounce on Aquincum. As for Campus Isages, we're going to use Bedivire's force for that. Hubris will break out and we'll go and smash Porylicium. Oh, it's all going to be marvellous. I've got to go gather all my forces. But to start us up today with an actual proper battle, I think it's time to head into Hubris and go and launch ourselves out of these guys. Looks like a darn good army, actually. Very experienced, anyway. No one's ever said a darn good army about Dacia, but yeah, wow. Wow. Yes. This could be interesting now. They've all got silver chevron experience. So I think heavy chariots, you're going to have a tough day. Let's see what we can do. We have these chariots to start with. If we need to just do a sally and use these guys, we will. This is maybe not as simple as I thought. Let's go. Barbarian AI doing what they always do, which is run to this particular side of the battlefield. So what I'd like you all to do is just organise yourself over there. Thank you very much. We'll just charge in once we've kind of got some level of organisation. We should be within range, I would have thought. Come on, towers. Get going. Shooty, stabby, pokey. That will be pretty darn good. Now they are so out of position, I'm just going to have to charge them with whatever I've got here. Just see how it all goes. So let's just head into them, start tearing them apart. The tower should be doing some good work. I can't actually see any corpses yet. But yeah, come on, get on with it. Definitely in range. God knows what's happening here. Right, what have we hit? We've hit the Flouxman first and foremost. So just move on to those chosen swordsmen. We need to get just sheer power and energy for all of this nonsense. Good. All of you go for that one there, and we'll just speed this up a moment. See if we can charge through them. Their experience just means they won't break easily enough, though, will they? They're not breaking, which is quite irritating and very unusual for chariots. So continue to just swarm them. You see, it's not working. Ah! They've got too much experience. This is scary. I don't know what to do. Don't know what to do. Right, they have broken at last, but we've lost so much of ours just to do that 16%. Okay, onto the warband. Those are much, much easier to break. Let's get the cataphracts in for proper charges on this particular occasion. You guys get yourself over there. All the cavalry. Just head through them. God, this isn't working at all, is it? Not at all. We are not lasting. There we go. There's one break. On top of the second unit then. Everybody close in on them. Tear them apart. Good. Now this should be very simple, but experience is just such a powerful thing on Rome Total War. We find particularly morale just skyrockets once they have experience. Okay, get on top of these guys. They're the only ones who aren't in position. I think we'll only be able to catch these two before they are completely going to tear us apart. So what have we got in terms of small units? We've got you 12 are quite good. We can use you. What are the chosen swordsmen out here? How did you manage that? God knows. They probably got dragged by the chariots. Which unit are you? Whichever one's fleeing. Okay, whatever. You know, it's all fine and dandy. Get into the chosen swordsmen. What have they got left in terms of missile troops? Chosen swordsmen, chosen archer warband. There's a load of chosen archers still. A load of them. Okay, all of my cav, get into those chosen swordsmen. We do not need to be charging into their main line right now. They're not shooting, which is odd. Not sure why they're not shooting. Let's get ourselves up this hill at this point. Probably the best plan. Get high ground, charge in on isolated units such as these Flaxmen. Flaxmen, beautiful, beautiful unit. But it's a bit cold for that, gents. Bit cold for that. Let's get the chariots for him. Bit more speed and power in, please. There we go. That's another break. At this point, we are getting more and more into the high ground. Should give us more of an advantage. This is so awkward. Okay. Chosen Archer Warband. Get on top of them. Good. Good. We've got too much cavalry here to actually organise properly. Chariots are way too crazy, as we know. So we'll just charge full pelt into them. And that will hopefully do the job we need to. Good. We've got big breaks now. Big breaks on this entire flank. It's working just like I'd hoped. Right, everyone. Yep, here comes the wrap-up. Into the general. Let's tear him apart. Let us tear him apart. Get on top of them. They are breaking like mad. The general's broken, and that is it. There's chance. Even with a battle that was against such high experience as that, we managed to plough through it with sheer determination. Okay. Get on top of that warlord. Light generals. There we go. Yeah, light generals. Light chariots is what I was looking to say there. There's the battle. So, nowhere near as simple as I would hope, but experience is sometimes a bit difficult on this to deal with. But we've dealt with it now. They have been cleared out. Let's go mop them up. Heroic victory there for Ufra Brokavum. Marvellous stuff. Yeah, 1,270 kills there, 210. We took some knocks there, some significant knocks, but I think alternative retraining will be absolutely fine. We just slaughtered. Was he even their faction leader? He might have been, you know. Gosh, these guys have taken some big knocks, but I think we should... Oh, did I just get my... I didn't really look at the maths there. I should have... Okay, 26, 34, blah, 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 blah. That's good. And we can mix these two cataphracts as well. Good news. So we can now get all of those retrained. We'll get one more light chariot just to get more on the field. and the killer can just head up in this sort of direction. So I think, ladies and gents, it's probably a good chance for us to get all of our forces together. Yes, Lillian, I think we've got a task for you. We'll leave one unit there just to keep an eye on all of that. You can probably be joined by the little force out of Agravan over there, which is just happily sitting around at this point, not really contributing much. So we'll send those forces down just to keep an eye on our fort. So Geheris, yes, you don't have anything, that's why I'm sending all the peasants over here. No troops really to be had in that territory. So once again, we've got ourselves all kinds of nonsense that can head in this direction to help us out. So all come and meet up over there. As for Vickers Marker Manny, we have lots over here too. That is very good indeed. You're almost there to be disbanded. That's good news. You take this whole force. Bastanes, Illyrians. Oh, they're actually all quite nice, aren't they? We've got Illyrians. We don't need to have the Slingers. We have more to get. The more Illyrians would be marvellous. Grand stuff. And, some more stuff over here. A couple chariots. We will send those onward. You know what? I reckon just send the super experienced lads. We need, and we'll take the heavy chariots because why ever not? You get back into the town and we'll send you down to take on that force. That'd be grand. As for Loversois, and we can probably gather some forces around Dam over here. Don't really know what we've got in this part of the world, but we can probably muster something. Something anyway. It's not a lot, is it? Yeah, we might have to work this one out. Just a lot of chariots right now. Everywhere has some light and heavy chariots. So if we go send all of those down to this point over here, we'll just go and gather up on the border where the peasants are currently distracting me, and we'll just gather a force ready to go and stomp over all of their territory. As for Campus Getai, maybe Hengis, what you need to do is go and land over here. I don't know if that's the best plan. Actually, no, go land over here. What am I thinking? Yeah, I love Nessos. We'll go grab ourselves some of that. The old masters of diplomacy here. Please do not attack except or we attack. Interesting. So, no, actually no, I don't think so. So anyway, we're going to keep on getting offered all these kind of ridiculous people. How old is a Gurner now? Because I feel like I keep rejecting 60-year-olds for her. Maybe she just has a thing for that. I don't know. Perhaps I should have considered that particular situation a bit more carefully. But I think we're just going to take a chariot army. We could take the cataphracts as well, of course. But yeah, take all of those together. And, okay. Well, we'll grab those 3. They can hang around, be a sort of a part of this. Anyway, what do we have here? Family member. Lop goes his head. Success. Another guy is brutally murdered. This was actually the old assassin from the faction leader's army. This is our main head assassin. Good work by him once more. Lots of delicious juicy deaths for him. We actually just got a spy killed, which is a bit irritating. So we take this force minus those 3. We will head into these chaps, clear them out. I'm pretty certain this will be a similar kind of affair, but probably a bit quicker. Yeah, they're really throwing themselves against the Britonic doom, aren't they? Let's go. The hugest line of light chariots the world has ever seen assembled. And yeah, just send in the general at this point. Honestly, they are not going to last very long. I'm just happy to go in for manic charge mode. Not even information, which makes it all the easier to tear them apart. So we'll just grab a few of these guys as they come in, and we'll just thunder into the next chap along the line. Good news! It's all not going to end very well for these guys, is it? No, they're getting torn apart. I mean, they're noble calves, so they're not bad, but they are not really not meant to fight chariots. So there they go. There you go. Chop, 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 chop. Slice, 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 slice. All the light guys get into the rear. They've actually broken because they went in a bit too deep. General, just join in with all of these chaps and hit one of them. This warband back there. You stay with the light guys because they're more likely to flee. Is that their general? There we go. That's the enemy general, apparently. So that's good. I was worried for a moment it might be ours, but here comes the mass rout. Oh, you shouldn't have done that. You should not have done any of this. The chariot. There's a reason that Briton always win when we do auto-resolve and AI stuff, because, yeah, the chariots are just way too ridiculous. Okay, get the cataphracts after those arch warband. Let's not let them miss. They've already escaped, haven't they? But we can have one unit escape. That's fine. Otherwise, what is around here? I don't know. They're just circling like vultures here, aren't they? This is utter madness. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. So if I just get one of you, about 8 of you, to go and make sure they don't get away, that would be perfect. Apparently we hadn't won at this round. Apparently we hadn't won. You could have fooled me. We've lost a few men, but I honestly don't think it's an awful lot here. 7%. Yeah, a couple of the early units who arrived got themselves killed. But that's it. Heroic victory, 47 deaths to 1,248. Right. Well, this is going to be a very short-lived war. I might actually end this episode in one episode here, just destroy Dacia in one fell swoop. I think that's what we're going to do, actually, ladies and gents. It just feels the only way to do this now. As for Egypt, then, Bostra can go down without any issues. They have been immediately murdered. We're going to have to occupy. There's literally no one here. Zoroaster, let's just leave that alone. What do you want to construct? Brigantia. Okay, that might well have been the same thing, but you know what? I've done it now. It's all gone smashy, smashy, smash, smash. So we're just going to walk straight out of the town, to be honest. I'm not particularly bothered about keeping that. Damartha, is that really even worth going for? I suppose you might as well just grab it en route, if nothing else. Can you just take an extra step? Yeah, but you can't do anything with it. We'll lay down a watchtower, and we'll just move straight on, I think. There's a low tax rate. Honestly, there's no real worry with the town. We'll just send a couple warband to go and sit in there, but frankly, it's fine. We don't really care what happens to it, as long as it's not Egyptian. That's the major thing, eh? Elsewhere. Hatcher's already had its chance to recharge. Might as well send them over to Seleucia. Send the whole force once again. Honestly, what is the point about worrying about any of this? 3 warband in the city. Somehow I've actually managed to be spending all my money right now. I'm quite impressed with myself once again. So you get over to there. Thank you very much. 55 is not enough to make any use out of for those Cretians, so won't worry about any of that. What we'll do though is go and grab some final little forces to send north. So Salamis, you have a couple units I wouldn't mind having. Lovely stuff there over there in that forest. We'll go send those guys off next turn. There's a warband. Alright, there's a whole list of warband. Maybe don't worry about that. Just get yourself sorted out. Perfect. And Sinope, of course, is also under siege from last time. We'll just walk into that. Few men lost, unfortunately. It happens. Sinope is also burnt to the ground. It's all good, ladies and gents. It's just falling to us. Oh, the Temple of Love Pantheon. Pantheon. Same word, sort of, not at all. Right, a few troops retrained, but honestly not a lot. I lost a couple of my mercenaries, which is why I normally put them separate, but hey-ho, not the end of the world. We're going to send Wayne out here because he's got an awkward name, and he can go and deal with some of that. Grab some cavalry just to keep you, just to keep you busy and entertained. They got one force over here. Yeah, Galatia even is Greek, isn't it? So they've got an army by Massacre, but not a lot else is around. So good old Hengi. Good old Hengi. Get yourself over here. We're going to go land at Chersonesos and really just rip them a new one over there. And it's funny time then, finally. It's time to go and gather a force over here at Geheres. You get another horse archer. Works for me. I guess we'll take some... we'll take some men along for the ride. Any more? Yeah, let's just take them all. Let's just take them all, as if we can't manage them all. We'll take those 2 chaps, and honestly, we have enough chariots, but why not? Let's have a swordsman. We need to break into these cities at some point, don't we? So you head down to Campus Civier, and that'd be beautiful. And I'm sure Dacia will heavily regret everything that they've chosen to do on this day. So. You're heading over there. We'll go and smash them up in good time. Peasants just wandering their way across, disband inside that territory. Thank you verily. And we'll continue to repeat that process, which means somewhere around here is an extra bit of troops, maybe? I don't know. We'll get ourselves just the odd little man here or there. Ah, yes, of course, we've got Captain Eric, who's meeting up with this lad over here. And you two join together. Onto a Quincum next turn. That won't last very long either. And you're going to head over to Isla Gase over there. Good news. Now, actually, you had a load of peasants who weren't supposed to be staying with you and are supposed to organise that, wasn't I? Yes, I was, but that's not really the end of the world. We'll send some of them over there with you, some of them over there with you, and you could do with some extra chariots, so I'm just going to send you one more. Good. So I'm pretty certain they're not going to last very long here. We've got pretty much all their towns under attack. Yeah, everyone else is just gathering at the edge of our territory. So, with all of that sorted, I reckon we'll have plenty to go and take that. There is a little force hovering, so be a little bit careful. I'm pretty certain we'll be fine. Let's just keep on getting a couple more of the light chariots out of these cities, and I'm sure that will just help make sure that we're absolutely fine. Dan will have some extra chariots. It's got those experienced barbarian cav just mop up rebels every so often. I like those guys, they're very helpful indeed. So hopefully Thrace are good friends with us by now. I keep on giving them money. I'm going to give them a little bit more money once again, just to make sure they are our friends, to make sure they can hold off against those dirty fiends, also known as Dacia, of course. A turn later on then, and it must be said that the Dacians really are not faring too well. We have a Quincum under siege. We have Campus Isages under attack. Well, soon to be under attack anyway. We're marching on it right now. Up in the north, Castakos has come and dealt with that army that was floating around the border here, and we are now closing in on Lovasice in the north. In the east, it's, well, we're going to get there one day. We've got a bit of a trek to get there, but all will be absolutely fine. We're not even going to worry about Tom Xantium sending a force, but what we do have is this over here. Lovely. You do have an agent with you, don't you? Yes, you do. Head into the city. 40% chance. Let's stroll in. Failed. Oh well, it's not really a problem, all things considered. Obviously, an army popped up the moment I went and put down that tower. So we will go and plonk down tower. Oh, we don't have any money. So we'll go sort that out a little bit later, I suppose. Thrace have just landed outside Greek territory. Very nice, Thrace. Well, that money I gave you might just do something good yet. Marvellous stuff. And actually, yeah, this still seems to be okay. Pontus are holding on. They've got some high experience lads in there, some bronze shields at the very least, who seem to be managing to hold on forever and ever. So we're going to get this chap to come and put this under siege. Thank you very much. Yeah, Kai the Morbid, of course it is, because Conan wants to come and deal with some of these armies. So I'm going to go and get him to move. City's still technically under the same siege, so there's no issues with any of that nonsense. But yeah, I do have Captain Kai over here moving towards Silesia over here, which will be, of course, grand because it will give us a wonder. Is that the final wonder of the world we don't have? I guess it is. The not so real Hanging Gardens of Babylon, the old drunken story of a few Macedonian troops. Anyway, that aside, I'm sure it's a lovely place this time of year. It is winter, so it's probably got a nice little breeze or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, our other killer is going to go and lob off one of your heads. I would like... Okay, he lost an arm and he's dead. Slain by the bodyguards. That's a shame. I thought this was going to be all about Egypt, but really, yeah, this is just a bulldoze, isn't it? It really, truly is. So you, sir, you can start moving forward. We're going to grab this whole force, apart from a few of you. Tarsus is not happy. When was it ever happy? Who knows? It's a miserable old town, but it's happy enough once to do that. Get over here to Massacre. That'll be fine. Still, to be fair, there's plenty of forces to do it, but we'll see if we can pull them into that old nonsense. Tom's Antium probably needs a tax break. Ah, it's got a tax break already. Well, we'll just see how that goes in time. I'm sure the Wonder will go and sort it out. Oh yeah, of course. And we also have the capital to move in on. So, chariots ahoy once again. We'll tear that apart. Campus Ghettos are the only one we don't have a plan for so far, but Chersonesos, sure. Ah, Sinope, you need to go and grab this city over here, don't you? Yes, good old Meotis up here. Lovely, beautiful farmland of the ancient world. We will take some of our troops. How much do I need for Sinope? Sinope is a miserable, miserable town. Always has been, always will be on this game. Nowhere ever is sensible. But what I could do is leave a couple mercenary peltas behind. We won't be needing them. So you, sir, head in this direction. And we'll go and mop up all of these guys. This is really just a grand old parade at this point, isn't it? Well, they completely ignored the army of Conan over there and gone straight in for Kai the Morbid. 2-to-3 ratio. And yeah, don't really blame the game for that. This might not work out. I don't have the infantry I want for this. Do have experience, but not sure we have enough chariots either. This army, though, is a bit flimsy. Certainly we can wrap those guys up without too many problems. It's really the Pharaoh's Guard that are normally the issue, and there's only one unit of those at full strength. In fact, only one now spearman here as well. So that should be okay. What about the reinforcements though? That one is the one with slightly more trouble. Nothing too bad considering what we've already faced in other battles, but I reckon this is a big one. This might well be their last poke at us, and to be honest, we have reinforcements right here. They need to win this. This is their last chance. It doesn't decide anything if they do, but yeah, if I win it, they are as good as gone. Let's head in. This could be an intriguing little conflict here. I've got myself a huge rock. So I'm just going to line myself up against it and yeah, use these rocks to kind of help prevent any of their chariots doing any nonsense. Now I've just got to bear in mind where they might well be. I don't know how much damage these rocks are going to do to my chariot charges though. They could be problematic, so what I need to try and do is hit them on this kind of flat, kind of somewhere near us but not quite completely all the way across. So I'm just going to try and get into these peltasts right now. See what we can do. As for the cataphracts, I'm not sure what you want. Just hit those axemen, to be honest. See what we can do. Get in, please. Get in. Here comes the charge. You might find it's a little bit stilted by the rocks here. Yeah, just pull out for a moment. The cataphract charge will do good work. That's pretty much annihilated that unit. That's fine by me. No. I told you to get out of there. Do not hang around, alright? This isn't ideal territory for you. The terrain isn't great. So we want to make sure we don't completely ruin ourselves. Those guys are in big trouble. Okay, what I want to do is pull them into this area and then we'll be fine. So I'm probably going to try and head around the rocks a little bit actually. Might well be good for me. So yeah, let's go and do that. Let's get the heavy guys up that hill. Light ones can go and just do a bit of like skirmishing in this part of the world. That'll be absolutely fine. Peltas, Pharaoh's bowmen are shooting at them. Yeah, so get yourselves over there, chaps. Let's just try and reorganise this battle line. The main problem I've got right now is that the reinforcements are going to arrive, and at the moment they're just playing around the rock. It's like chasing a child around a table. This is ridiculous. They are coming somewhat, but they're a bit confused as to what to do because of where we are. So this time I should be in a slightly better position. I was right to comment on, of course, these rocks potentially being awkward. They're awkward for me as well as for them, though, unfortunately, and that's not really what I was hoping to get out of all of this. However, no cavalry. Some of the skirmishers are over here. That's good. Let's go and get these light chariots and the cataphracts into these guys. We can just mop up some of them because we should have enough here to go and clear out the cavalry, if nothing else. They want to get split up. That's good for me. I just need to be careful about who gets split up and when. Good. They are done. Skirmishes do not last long, as you might well expect. Chariots, get yourself straight into them. Peltas probably need to go down as well, to be honest. So just get on top of them. And now on top of those cav, that will be good because the peltas can do a lot of damage to you if we're not careful about it. Charge in from the cataphracts, and that should be them breaking. Get on top of the desert cavalry. That is just what we want to see. Okay, over here, some of the desert axemen apparently charged in, and I completely missed that. They probably charged straight into the head hurlers and got themselves murdered. Oof. Okay, we are chasing them straight in between their lines right now. And we are not an exceptional holder midfielder, or playmaker for that matter. We are very, very scared. So let's just try and tear up this cavalry general whilst we're on top of him. See if we can just cause a bit of an issue for him. Get out of there, chaps. You've done a nice little poke, but yeah, we're going to have problems if you stay here too long. So just pull out. You've done some good work. And yeah, their general's getting pulled into that area of the battlefield as well. That is good. Working for me very much. But our cataphracts are starting to get shot by missiles. And cataphracts hate missiles a lot. They really, really hate them. So pull out of there. Pull out of there. Right. Not a bad poke. But we're still struggling somewhat with this. The rock is causing us all sorts of awkward issues. But we have had the bigger blows so far. Their general's coming in and they are completely running. Right, you're just going to take him on by yourself. General can come and help you, but I don't know how much he's going to be able to do that. Charge him. May or may not go well for us, this. Use your alternative weapons, which are those little maces. They are armor piercing. They should be able to do some lovely, lovely work. 20, we're on 49. I think we're in a good position actually. Pull out of that. The general's going to come in and that's going to tear him apart. He does not want to do it. I do not blame you, sir. That is not going to end well for you. As for over here, they are coming in. All infantry onto guard mode. Thank you very much. Desert Cavalry and Pharaoh's Guard. Okay. Not bad position. I wish I had some archers, but not a bad position, all things considered. You just go and get on top of those desert axemen. They should be good to get rid of nice and simply. Bowmen, just go and finish them. They are vulnerable right now. General probably needs to head back to our main line at this point just to make sure we are completely safe. Cataphracts don't have enough stamina for all of this, to be honest with you. Pull out of that. They got way too near to the spiky chaps. What do we want at this point? What do we want? I don't know. General is wandering around. Got to be very careful here because I could lose units on this side of the battlefield just because I'm distracted by the other one. Chariots, what are you going to do? Get on top of those cav. Just get on top of those cav. I reckon we're in a really good position just to scythe these guys off the battlefield right now. As for the flank, we need... Oh, my general's getting absolutely slaughtered. I knew he was getting shot, but I didn't realise it was that bad. Come on, Kai the Morbid, this is not how you're supposed to die. This is not how you're supposed to die. We need... Right, get the dogs. Dogs. Dogs, get yourselves over here now. Over in this direction. We ploughed on top of them. That is good. They will be gone. Bowmen need to go pronto. Let's just start getting some of them in. Actually, I need some of you for the front over here as well. Get those chariots back. This is an awkward battle, but I like it. It's nice to have myself an interesting little battle for the last day here. What have we got? Chariots in big trouble. Get out of those bikes. They're gone. They got stuck in there for just slightly too long. No. Alright, well, the dogs are released, and that's then gone at this point. They are not going to be able to achieve very much for us. But at the very least, they can cause a few issues with any luck. So, yeah, get around here. I need to start using my infantry the way I'm supposed to. So get your infantry around the various positions. How are we going to cover our flank at this point? I don't know. We are in big trouble, actually. Big trouble. Druids used to be chanting. There we are. He's broken. Warlord being broken is a good bit of news, but unfortunately he's just about got away. Chariots are clearing off someone in this area. This is close. I know that's 21%, but it feels like I'm about to lose, which is very bizarre. You, get into them right now. You, get into those Nubian spearmen. They're not even very good. Chariots, you need to wrap up these guys. Get into this flank now. We need you to come and cover us on this side. There we go. Everybody in those Nar spearmen. Around those Nubians. Just surround them. The loose formation should do the job. Bedouin archers are going to be shredded by us. And how am I going to deal with all of this nonsense? I don't know. Various bowmen need to be charged down by cataphracts. They are probably exhausted. Very tired. Hopefully that's enough for one good charge here. Get the lances down. Lovely. 70 odd, and hopefully that number will go flying down to 55. Not as low as I'd like it to have fallen, but it's not terrible. What's going on over here? They are breaking, actually. They are breaking. Okay, I reckon actually at this point it's a case of hoplites turning round. Chosen swordsman. Yeah, actually, chosen swordsman, rearrange yourself over here like that. That'll be perfect. Get these guys in here. 3 deep is probably going to have to do. And as for the other 2 swordsmen, they can just sort of wander up this hill as well. Everyone run into position. Right, head hurlers, you are now auxiliary infantry as well. Get yourself on top of that hill. And last and not least, of these head hurlers you haven't actually thrown yet. I've saved a couple of them just so we can throw in. Actually, not quite yet, but yeah, so we can throw in at these last chaps. Let's just get this flank all tied up. Come on. What have we got over here? Warhounds are fighting. You shouldn't be fighting. Just run out of there, guys. Just flee. They're at least keeping them busy. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Back in line, so we've now switched around. Strong flank. Yeah, we're now just facing the other way, which is good. Druids are actually in a fairly useful position, all things considered. So you actually just get yourself here because we're currently waiting on the other unit. Where is the other unit? Are they anywhere? Don't know where they are. Okay, that's fine. You guys just over like this. Best we can do is try and hold them up. Cataphracts, get out of there. You're not in the best position. Right, chariots. Chariots. What do we want you to do? Get in over there and just clear them out. A charge should be enough. All of you, war cry. And that should be... Right, throw in at these guys. The Ferris guards need to go down. These guys charge in around the back. And we should be able to get the break on them. The cataphracts are broken because I completely forgot about them. You get back up that hill. You've distracted them for just long enough. They're not liking this, are they? They are not. You back over here. We need to do something. Yes, we've got them. They are broken. They are also broken. And as for my chariots, I don't know what they're doing. They're standing around, but hopefully they'll be absolutely fine. My general's still getting shot. Who's shooting him now? This is not good. There's some Ferris bowmen back there somewhere. You guys get on top of him. You guys get on top of him. And Ferris bowmen, we just need to chase them down at this point. We're out of cavalry. They are fleeing. General, you might actually just have to charge them down yourself at this point. Right, the main guys are broken. But I need to break these bowmen as well. So just everyone charge the bowmen. Chariots, get yourself around here. We need you to finish this up. We're going to win. I'm pretty sure we're going to win, but hopefully not at the expense of the general here. Kai could be in... This is Kai the Morbid. Indeed, it is Kai the Morbid. He could be in trouble here if they get a lucky shot on him right at the death, but they are essentially beaten. It's just a matter of time at this point. Chariots, get yourself into them or something. The other 2 of you, get yourself around here. You can do this. Chase after those slingers. Make sure they don't come back. They are getting ripped apart now. General is on top of the guys who were just shooting him, I think. That should be largely the job done. Okay, well done, Kai the Morbid. If ever, yeah, there was the right man for this battle, it was you. We obviously want them to face the other army. The game was clever enough to not leave them to fight it. What do we have left? Just those 56 over there. Keep covering our flanks, please. And you just charge on forward. We need to finish them up. What else is there? Go. They are gone as well. What are you? Barbarian mercenaries. We can get on top of those. Last few units. Ferris bowmen and bowmen. Those bowmen caused the cataphracts all sorts of problems earlier. Not enough defence to... Not any shields on them to block. But yeah, they can't keep running. General's coming in for the mercenaries. There we go. They don't like that either. Didn't break immediately, which is staggering at this point of the battle. General might actually get killed by that if he's not lucky. Or if he's unlucky, that's the correct phrase, Thomas. And that gives a chance for the head hurlers to get in. I think we've done it. Last unit. Whew! Okay, it is a hot day as I'm recording, and it looks like a hot day on the battlefield as well. Yeah, we're a hot mess after this. Hotty, hot. I feel like Cusco now in the Emperor's New Groove. So, 40% loss. It feels like a lot more than that, doesn't it? It feels like a lot more than 40%. But Kai the Morbid, as ever, somehow manages to get through the day, even when it's a brutal affair. He just about survives the insanity. So Druids just keep chasing them up, and we'll just see that basically there's nothing at this point, is there? 95. To be honest, we can end it as it is, but frankly, any more we can kill at this point, I feel is justified for the many deaths here today. Whew. Right, awkward, but I do love it when you have yourself some big feats in the battlefield. It's rare on Rome. You sometimes get these huge rocks where the cameras struggle to see over them properly, which are good fun. One of the things I really love with Three Kingdoms, just how beautiful a lot of those battlefields are. You can really play around with them. It does seem to be something they're doing for Troy at the time. When's this released? This episode is released on the day Troy's released, actually, isn't it? Or the day after, a couple of days after, perhaps. Either way, that is something that seems to be looking quite good for the game. We'll see how it all turns out. Let these last guys get away here. Let's quit the battle. Heroic victory. It felt like a lot more men were lost, but maybe it just didn't bring many men to the fight. Crushing. You call it crushing if you like. Yeah, I didn't deploy very many men. That's mainly what happened here. But adversity reveals the genius of the general. Good fortune. Good fortune concealed it there. Because, yeah, somehow I managed to hold on. This is not necessarily good. We don't want to be defending bridges as Briton. We want to be attacking over them. So they have onagers and heavy onagers. Various bowmen. We need to get across the river. We need to get across the river, or we need to fall back heavily back across the river and use the choke point to our advantage. We might fight this a bit differently to normal. Right. Second follow-up then with Egypt. Let's go. Good news, there's a little shallow patch that we can get some cavalry across, which is great. I'm going to have to sit back slightly though, just to make sure all is good in this battle. I'm going to get as wide as I can probably just about get away with. Now the archers are quite useful here, the Christian archers. I can see what their Pharaoh's bow and range are going to be. So as long as they are, yeah, not going to be able to shoot us until they get around there, that would be perfect, because then we can go and smash them up. Lovely. So, Slingers. I reckon the Slingers could be quite useful as they try and cross, but we will let them throw themselves to their death if we get the opportunity. Thracians, I think we can use up front as a bit of a distraction, along with these lovely warband, who are also known as the Volunteers. So my 2 units of Volunteers can come up here at the front. They will, find themselves in some trouble potentially, but that's fine by me. So Grecian archers, you can get yourself around about here. Yeah, actually, throw yourself at the front for now. As long as you can shoot onto that bridge, that'll be perfect. We're going to shower them in arrows. Now, as for the force going across the river, what do we want to get out of you? I think we'll just take all the cav apart from one of you. So I'm just going to put you all over here, just so they're not immediately thinking we're going across, but they might well still get that impression. Either way, these chaps are going to rush over to here. We'll see what they do, because what I want to do is to land a few shots on them as they cross. So we'll go on to fire arrows. So we've got 54 archers here. See what they do, but I'm not really wanting to get too close. I'm not sure what the range of onagers are. They can probably still hit us actually. So chariots and cataphracts, get across that river right about now. As for the Slingers, I reckon Slingers, you do just want to get yourself right up to the front there. Yeah, right up to the front, and just start shooting away. That will be marvellous. Thracians, these chaps, yeah, just stand there at the front, something like that. Maybe just a little bit behind. Grab our 2 Volunteers and throw them to the dogs. That'll be grand. And as for the main chariots, they can sit back there. The archers are only going to be able to shoot once they're in range, and that essentially is when they get to the bridge over there. So chosen swordsmen, I think they got caught up in this a little bit, didn't they? Yeah, they did. Just go and join the party over there. Lovely. So the Slingers have a range of about there. That is terrible, chaps. But if anything, it might just keep them distracted They might just shoot someone a little bit closer. Who are they aiming at? Their own troops! That's lovely. Definitely burn more of their own bowmen there. Use all the fire shots you want. That'll be grand. Forget the fire shots. Their lovely, lovely cross formation here is about to get slammed by cataphracts. So let's perhaps just get right on top of these guys. Chariots into the flank. They're not going to last very long, are they? Now, this entire side has entirely collapsed almost instantaneously. So just pull yourself straight back out of there. This could be fun. If they want to cross the bridge, they're welcome to. I mean, it's not going to end very well for them. They get slung at for the short term, and then we'll be able to finish them off as they get there by crowding them. That'll work very well indeed. So let's get ourselves our light chariots. They can all head around the back. If they want to head into us, they are welcome. Chariots charging those desert cav, they might be quick, but they are utterly useless. So, heavy chariots, head into those chaps. Where are the fire shots going? All sorts of places. General, you should be back here. I probably pressed all cavalry, didn't I? Indeed, I did. So that's absolutely fine. You go get the other Onager, please. That will be perfect for me. They're not doing very well, are they? No. No, they're not. They are not, are they? Right, let's go get the heavy chariots back into the trees. Back into the trees, chaps. That'd be absolutely perfect. Cretians. Actually, I wouldn't mind you, Cretians, getting yourself forward a little bit. Come and join the little prelude party. Don't worry, I'm not going to throw you to your death like these chariots are doing for themselves. They didn't listen to my instruction. They've got themselves killed. That's just what they like to do. So, cataphracts, go and deal with what's happening in the back. We'll get these guys just to go sit in these trees for the moment, and we'll shoot down all of their lovely, lovely spearmen who still apparently want to be here. Yeah, it's not going very well. There's one unit still left here on the edge of the river. They're going to get themselves sided by the chariots. Hopefully that will break them. I don't know if it will quite do the job, but should just about do it. Can we get those chariots to finish everything else off? And as for these guys, we'll just split them up so that we can start slamming people in the back. Honestly, we are just about done with this point. Didn't even get anywhere near needing to send my... let them come across and send in my infantry. But there we go. Seems like we can just about do it. When you've got to cross him, it's a lot easier. It's not always that simple in that kind of a battle. I do not like bridge battles where you are outranged, but it should be fine in this case. You're just full-on retreat now. That's not going to work because I've already got cataphracts sitting at your flank. So, yeah, I think we'll just go and get our cataphracts around the front of you. Chariot charge over into these guys, into their rear. Should just about do them over. Yeah, they're broken. Good news. And these guys aren't going to be happy. They're trying to rearrange. They are dead. Cool. Well, that went out a lot easier than the last battle, even though I thought it might have been worse. There we go. All is good. All is good in Love and War, especially when you're the Britons. Clear victory then. Not even 100 losses to 845 of theirs. Fortunes of war are always doubtful, but to be honest, looks like it's pretty clear what the result's going to be here. Oh, a Quincum! A Quincum! This isn't our strongest force. That much is clear. We're going to do with this. We've got a few chariots. We can do it. Let's head in. One more in a row. We are up an incredibly steep mountain here. That is glorious, glorious news. It's time, I think, to start charging down the mountain with our lovely, lovely chariots. It's only a shame I don't have some proper missile units. But oh well, it's not the end of the world. Let's just find ourselves a weak point. What do they have over here? Some chosen swords and chosen swordsmen. A very weak unit over there. Quite depleted in terms of numbers at very least. Yeah, there are plenty of chosen swordsmen, which are obviously pretty strong enough to just match ours. Ours are only basic recruits, of course. But I reckon, yeah, when it comes down to it, the charge of the chariots is going to do them in. We're thundering down the mountain, arrows in tow, as we go and cut them to the ground. Hopefully, this will cause a few early breaks. That's what I'm hoping anyway. So let's just pull out of that. Hopefully tear off a few legs as we go. And that should cause what we want. There we are, a few breaks. Not too many. We've actually had one for ourselves as well, which is a bit of a shame, but it does happen. Especially when you're against fairly solid infantry such as these guys. So we have ourselves not enough in terms of our chariots ready to do the job here, but gives us a nice little poke to start off with. We'll pull ourselves back out of this point. see what else we can do with them. I would say actually back into the chosen archers would be good. So let's go through these swordsmen, get a nice charge in, tear through those guys. They're instantly broken. Get into the archers. We kind of want those guys to go down because we can't do too much about them. And then our infantry can hopefully do the rest of the work we want them to. Don't hit the general. I'd rather take him on with my own. Thank you very much. Let's just keep tearing these guys apart. They are way out of formation now, and that is probably going to cause them a few problems. So as these guys get pulled all over the place, at least deal with all those archers. Infantry are in a good position. What do we have here? We have ourselves dogs ready to go, of course. And yeah, actually, we're in a good position because they have got themselves torn apart here. Flaxmen are broken too, onto the general. And honestly, I'm just going to send some dogs in. I'm quite happy just to finish this where it started. General over here isn't going to be too happy about this, but our guys are getting a bit injured. They might well break if we're unlucky. Nah, they're gone. General's gone, that's him cut down. And with that, the rest of his troops should collapse fairly simply. What are the reinforcements? I never got to see what they were. Warband, chosen swordsman, and archer warband. Archers, chosen archers. They're just the dregs recovering at this point, aren't they? Yeah, they're not in a good position. Let's just get on top of whatever's left at this point. Slingers are just going to take the brunt of this very quickly. Get all these guys to do a bit of a war cry. There's a chariot going down for no good reason. And yeah, we'll just get on top of them. Just charge on in at this point. Send the slingers back. You guys don't really need to be dying right now, do you? No, you do not. So we'll just send the chariots off to have a good time. Said off to have a good time. No, don't get charged by swordsmen. Uphill. Oh, whatever. Just go and do your thing, I guess. Dog's doing some beautiful work on our lovely French. Their Dacians here. Doesn't look like it's going too well for them, all things considered. These guys are just being swept off the battlefield. I don't think I actually need these guys to come back in to finish off what remains. So, yeah, we'll just leave them to mop up everyone over there. As for the rest of them, what do we want to do with all of you guys? They're coming in slowly. Got the chosen swordsman over there, slingers, and hopefully get a shot in. Yeah, they're getting some shots in someone, probably those chaps in that direction. So we'll just let them try and come towards us. Got plenty of work to be done by these chariots before we're completely mopped up. These guys can come in and flank. That'll be good. Looks like some of them are distracted by us anyway. At this point, though, probably easiest if we just go and charge them down. So, get all my infantry into war cry. War cry! And we'll go send the dogs onto those chosen swordsmen. Double charge! Charge! Good news, good news, good news. Their death is here, ladies and gentlemen. So, as we go and charge down the hill at whatever is left, we'll just go and deal with those archers whilst we stand there getting shot by them. These arch warband will be charged by our general, and what's left of these chaps will go and deal with that. Good. Good. Where are my dogs? They are released at this point, which is ideal. So just withdraw the rest of you. That's really what I need to see. A nice big charge down the hill. They're not going to enjoy any of that. My chariots actually got themselves killed back there. Well done. You are foolish, I think is the word that I'm going to go for. Foolish indeed. So infantry smash into their infantry. It should be a fairly even fight, all things considered, but we are definitely on the one with the higher morale. Actually, no, they're warband, and those are the chosen swordsmen. And, well, we're not fighting, but it's at least disrupted, if nothing else. And they're broken now. Okay, that's good. That seems to be everyone. I don't actually know who's left fighting. Who is left fighting? What's on top of the hill over there? They're the warhounds are told to retreat. That's clever of them, isn't it? They've actually done what I've asked them to. Oh yes, just the archers who just saw off my chariots. Good. Let's finish them off. All units, descend on these young little vagabonds here. Yeah, they're the floating goats are fleeing at this point. Cool, well, that's been 3 pretty tough battles in a row here for the end term. Not the simplest end turn in history, it must be said, but it's gone pretty well, and the dogs are going to deal with that chap, so this is all good. We've won them all, We're in a good position, and I think to finish us off, it's just going to be a matter of mopping up city after city. Heroic victory there, as you might have imagined. 1,118 kills to their 150-ish. We should provide in peace what we need in war, and indeed that's what I've been doing with Dacia and potentially Spain. We'll see about that. I don't know if they're going to attack me or not. They are yeah, they've attacked. Oh, Spain. We've been peaceful for so long. Yeah, they're over there. I'm waiting to pounce with my chariots. Don't you worry about any of that nonsense. Okay. If they want to come through here, they do need to come past this. So we're going to try and launch a little attack on them. But to be honest, I'm happy to go and just stand over there. It's not likely to work. Spain have betrayed us. Here we are. Everyone's stabbing us in the back on the last episode here. I'm waiting for Greece and Pontus and Parthia, everyone else to go and do it. Ridiculous. It's quite rude, really, isn't it? All things considered. Despite get into the city, then. That'll be grand. You get into the city as well. 45% chance of it opening. There is a family member. 20% to begin. We miss. That's a bit of a shame. You head in. Lovely. The city, it says we can win. I'm not convinced. We won. Woohoo! Good work, guys, because I couldn't be bothered to fight that properly. Same, realistically, with this one here. Although I probably need to keep my army together a little bit to cut them apart afterwards, then I need to be a little bit sensible. Let's just get my spine to here. 40% chance we can just waltz in there. We can waltz in there. I think we better get our reinforcements in just to be sure. So yeah, we'll use this army instead. That is them gone. Apparently we killed an assassin. So there we go. Exterminate another population. The map is very quickly being painted in a beautiful, beautiful light blue hue here. Let's just grab our cavalry because they can actually reach the city. Good stuff. Do we have a spine here? We don't, but we have a spy hanging around nearby. Always a chance we can waltz in. Oh, we are getting all the luck this time. Clear victory once again. Campus Scipii has fallen. Campus Getae then is soon to be pounced upon. We'll organise all that stuff in a moment. We have our good old... The gate's open here as well. Ah, gates ahoy. Burn another city to the ground. Don't know what you're doing over here, sir. We're just going to have a little wave because you should really be in your city. Bye. God, that isn't going to go well for them. Oh yeah, and over in Massacre, we have to go and put them under siege as well, which is slightly less exciting because the gates aren't going to be open there. Don't have a spy for that one. But, oh well, that's all well and good. Thrace have actually attacked the Greeks. Good. Well, at least they've chosen to attack someone who isn't me. That's a positive. I've got many of those right now in terms of our relations with the world. I can't believe our alliance with Spain, which has been going on now for 80 years, has just ended. It's so sad. I mean, Gaul are actually still alive, by the way. They haven't actually conquered Gaul. And here they are trying to take me on. We need to head into Pluralissim, of course. Now, there are a fair amount of troops around, but I reckon I probably just want to take this first. So we'll cut these guys down. Oh, we didn't actually lose that many. Auto-resolve with chariots, eh? It works out very nicely. So we'll chop that down. A bit of auto-resolve on this occasion. We've had enough stupid chariot battles so far today. Maybe we'll have one more. We'll see about all that. Let's just get retrained what we can and just grab some warband to keep the town occupied. And of course, next time we're going to head into Campus Getae as well. That's actually they have 2 towns left. They had about 10 territories of a turn ago. They're almost entirely defeated already. Yeah, so we got Damartha under siege as well. Well, Seleucia, because that was obviously where the bridge took place, the bridge battle a moment ago. Damascus as well. We need to go waltz into there after that epic encounter. So we'll go and take that. This family member is still hanging around. Surely, if we attack him now, he doesn't get to live if we kill him, right? Yeah, he gets to die. Good news for us. We're actually not far off killing Egypt as well, so maybe we should go and do that. That will be fun. Let's go and just clear. Yeah, just get some simple auto resolves on those chaps. Just wash away all of our troubles. Conan the Conqueror. Some point he's going to yes, God. Some point he's going to actually have a chance to sit down and have a nice life. But I think, to be honest, he's probably one of those guys who will die the minute he stops. Who knows anyway, who knows. I was supposed to send these guys round last turn. Got a bit delayed with that, so might actually get attacked at Mazaka because they do have a few troops in here. Yeah, they're quite battered, but we might have to withdraw with that and get the army back together. Hey ho, probably time to end our turn anyway. There's a bit more nonsense to go yet, but we're nearly there, ladies and gents. We're nearly there. More and more nonsense with Dacia then. We're going to clear out another force. The auto-resolve is ridiculous with those chariots, isn't it? Absolutely insane. Now, do we have any spies to get into their last couple cities? They are rioting apparently because they've lost everything in a few turns. 32% chance if we attack. Come on, no gate open for us, which means Dacia gets to survive one more turn, which is a little bit annoying, isn't it? Oh well, we'll go and buy at the mercenaries to make sure they can't. I'm sure Thrace are very chilled right now. I'm sure there's no issue with them whatsoever. They won't be panicking. None of that nonsense. But we will actually go and send some of you around here. We're going to put the head hurlers into that army. The rest of you actually might as well just head back to Campus Civii. Of course, the other city we need to take is this one over here. Good old Tanay. Don't think we have a spy over with this force anymore, do we? So, no, we'll just go and grab some of that nonsense. I'll be ready to start heading in very, very soon. Mazaka didn't actually pounce at us, which was surprising. So we'll be able to pounce into them very soon. And as for good old Conan, time for you just to mop them up at this point. I know this army's been pretty ideal and it's a bit of a waste, but you know what? I don't care at this point. We're just going to be mopping them up city by city. Another victory. Exterminate them all. There's no one here, but just burn them all to the ground. Good. Have a pub, have some sueys. I'm sure you'll be very happy indeed. Another day, another city gone down. Extermination and a wonder, ladies and gentlemen. The Hagen Gardens of Babylon. 20% bonus to farming income. Be nice if I had that a little bit earlier. They are indeed attributed to God Nebuchadnezzar II, of course. But yeah, probably didn't exist. We won't get into that nonsense. We'll just let that hang for now, shall we? No more men able to make the trip, sadly. Can't get all the way there. So if we just grab the men that are fully alive, that'd be good. I wouldn't mind actually getting my chariots into that position, put it under siege, and then we'll be able to go and support them. That'll be grand. Go and grab just grab a few units, just a few more men, just to keep the army as powerful as possible. And there we are. Seleucia is now just about settled out. We'll get some warband, and we're ready to go and finish off the Egyptians. How are they looking up here? They still have Armenia. Need one final poke into there, as well as Mazaka, of course. That does look a little bit vulnerable, but I'm not convinced we're going to win that straight away. We're pretty focused on this lot. There is, I imagine, about to go on over here, but I'm not quite sure how they're going to stop us. We'll probably just get rid of their cities. I suspect that's the easier way of doing it. Light little battle with Egypt here. I'm happy enough to auto-resolve at this stage. We should be able to go and win that. Yeah, a few problems. Actually, smash more fleets than I was aware of. Ambush time! It's ambush time with all our chariots. It says here, 1-to-3 ratio. I don't think so, Captain Karras. Enemy knew nothing of the attack with no time to prepare. Yeah, the other guys actually walked around the ambush because they were clever. These guys did not. Didn't realise actually they could just go on this hex over here. This hex, apparently we're playing Civ now. We are not. We're going to go and smash up Ufa Verilanium. We do like this family. They've been a good one, and a good old classic name like Ufa. They are full of bull warriors. Oh, it'd be nice to see those. Unusual unit. Very rarely see them. What this helmet is supposed to be, God only knows why you need all that on your head. Oh God, just madness. But anyway, bull warriors are going to be taken down. They're quite fun to use, but I suspect with all these heavy chariots we can pick off some of the weak units, and then they'll start melting. Let's go, because the morale penalties and ambushes are fairly insane. Bit of a strange one this, because of course we have an ambush, so we're around both sides of them, but apparently they're hidden. This is an ambush. We're the ones who are hidden, not them. Anyway, all that nonsense aside, we'll get straight into this. It has meant, annoyingly, that I can't entirely tell where the weaker troops were. But what I decided to do, essentially just get my general straight into the long shield cavalry at the front here. And I reckon we just use 2 units on each of these over here. I'm pretty certain they'll break before too long. So, some slingers over there. They won't be in a good position either. What have we got? Barbarian cavalry and the dogs. Get onto those cav. And the light troops will just shoot them down. Right, straight into our lovely ambush here. This is not going to last long, if I'm honest with you. They don't know what to do. In comes the general. Some heavy chariots. And melting ahoy. Let's go and stabbing a little bit further down the line. Probably about here on those bull warriors. And we'll get all of these guys into the Scutari here. And that'll pretty much be the entire battle won before it even begun. There goes the general. Bye, Spain. Bye, 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 bye. Right, let's get the light chariots out of there. All of the heavy lads and the general will just start ploughing down the hill straight into whoever is foolish enough to be in that position. Let's get these guys back out to this flank. They're over here because they shoot onto the non-shield side at that point, which makes life a little bit easier. And yeah, let's just get everyone charging. Honestly, this is an absolute mess. Why the game thinks it's 1 to 3, I don't know. Look at them. Look at them with their gloriously stupid hats. They look ridiculous. And of course, they also look quite dead. So that's pretty much the entire battle done. And that's really what's going to happen every time I face the Spanish. So don't expect me to show all of my battles of them, because they're pretty much going to go the exact same way. They have no missile troops. They have no phalanxes. Those are the problems I face with my chariots and the Britons. I don't have that problem with Spain. They are pretty much the ideal enemy. They are very much running and soon to be dead. If you needed any proof of just how stupid that was, 800 kills against around about, what, 8 units of their top tier infantry. Yeah, Spain have issues. Why is the game friendly there? Sometimes it's not normally good when that happens. That's what happens normally when you've done something wrong in the game files. Yeah, there we are. So, I think I'm going to head straight into this guy, clear him out. I've got to kind of deal with these chaps as well. So we will have... I won't necessarily show all. I think this one will be the more interesting and stupid battle. So we'll probably head into that one, I suppose. But let's just go and finish off Dacia first and foremost, shall we? So first of all, walk into here. They don't seem to have done anything to protect themselves in these 2 towns. Campus Getae will be exterminated, and so will Tanais. I don't think they even deserve to have their last men cleared off. Nope, that is them gone. Didn't last long, did it? Faction destroyed. Goodbye. Here we are. He's just over here. Probably don't want to send you in actually by yourself. Let's just go and send in an army. Mop up what's left of this chap. So yeah, he won't last long. He's obviously a rebel, so he just collapses as soon as he loses the battle. And that's that. Yeah, if there's one thing we can take away from this, and as I said, there is a Briton campaign guide coming out before too long. Yeah, chariots are completely insane, and you can really just waltz your way through very, very easily at this point. And that's of course what we're seeing in this episode, where I just auto-resolve everything. I might have a little chat with these guys and see if they want to be a vassal. The vassals work very weirdly on this game, where they seem to... Yeah, no one seems to have a nice, friendly, useful vassal. It seems to be a, I would literally murder you otherwise, and we'll accept this and then stab each other the back the next turn. It's very, very strange, isn't it? Oh, well. Well, what else do we have to finish off? There's Susa over here, of course, which is just about looking in our favour. Exterminate that. What else is there? There's a family member over here that we probably need to go and mop up. He's not looking too good. We've been killing him several times on this last couple turns, haven't we? He's now gone for good. Over in Massacre, I'm not convinced that this is necessarily the easiest battle in the world, but the game seems to think I'm okay. So I'm going to exterminate them. We still haven't killed them, which means there must be someone left up in the last city there. So I'm going to have to send someone to go and do that job, which is slightly irritating. But we'll get to it in time. Do you fancy doing it, Hengist? You might as well. It was going to be your job to go and do that. go and grab Hengist. We'll send him over in that direction. Chesnessos will be absolutely fine. It's nice for a little holiday, so we'll head back there before too long. Probably time to go mop up Spain. As you might have imagined then, relieving the siege. Leaving the siege has pretty much been like 17 of our other favourite battles. It's been a complete and utter annihilation from the chariots. Unsurprising, and really probably just got to move on to our little fort that's been besieged, because this is just a complete no-show. Well, with the Nubi Martius battle there, a complete no-show as expected. It comes down to this, I suppose. Last battle of the day, I think, will be auto-resolving to finish off the Egyptians. But yeah, let's just kick Spain out of their territory and call it a day about there. They've got enough rams, I think. We'll just go cut them down. Time to get started on some lovely cavalry. As ever, they are ready to get themselves slaughtered. It's unusual to see a fort on this game. I almost never use them, but it's a particularly good spot to plug up, so it made sense for me to get on with that. To be honest, what I should probably do here is just grab all of my cavalry and just head at one side, as ever we do. Honestly, I don't see why this is going to be any different to any of the other battles. It could have been different if I faced both the armies together, but by themselves, not really too much of an issue, really, is it? No. Let's just get into this general and teach him a lesson. Well, it's only been an interesting campaign. With the fake King Arthur at the start, we had the real King Arthur later, who obviously didn't quite live out all of his years as he may have hoped. But in the end, I think it's been a very successful campaign. Obviously, I've toyed around with... I've had a few advantages because I've given myself extra industry, extra buildings and all that nonsense. And obviously I've got the cataphracts as well. Honestly, I barely use the cataphracts in this. You really don't need them with the chariots here. I wouldn't mind some light cavalry to chase things down properly, as opposed to whatever these nonsensical guys are over here. But yeah, the cataphracts had their moments, but frankly, you don't need them. The British units are way too strong. It's been a cool little campaign, this, though. It's nice to play as the Britons again. It's probably the second or third campaign I ever played. I played this game back in 2004, and it's great to play as them again. They are, in many ways, quite an easy campaign because they do have that safe base. You're always safe in Britain, and to be honest, the army is a bit ludicrous and over the top, as we've discovered several times here. But I've enjoyed it. And there's been some fun little narratives along the way. How King Arthur got himself killed in that battle, I will never know. Well, obviously the AI do stupid things is what happened. But yeah, it's been awfully good fun. But this battle is over, as pretty much every other battle so far this campaign has. The only guys who weren't fleeing were the guys being chased by the dogs, which was yeah, interesting. So there's still one guy over there. That's actually the general at this point. Come on. You slaughtered one guy, but you should really be heading into these chaps. And that is the end of that little bit of Spanish fight. Why they attacked us, I'll never know. I think a simple auto-resolve will deal with this other chap. Oh, we can't quite make it. Shame. We'll clear him out. He can go back home. No problem with any of that. We gained ourselves some extra command. Lovely. A galloper as well. Extra for attacking. This is all absolutely marvellous stuff. You can go back in the forest. I'm sure if they want to make the same mistake again, they probably will, you know. Right. Time for me then to gather my final forces and my final thoughts here as we end this campaign. As we look into the last of our two Egyptian cities then, it's probably time to have a quick look at where our faction tree is before this all ends. We do have Hengist, of course, who actually at 17 had a daughter, Igurna. She's now 18 years old. She is ready to come of age and find herself a suitable chap. Agravan is 12, Morgana 4, and yes, with the birth of Gareth. Sorry to any Gareths out there, it just feels to me like a very uninspirational name. I feel like Gareth isn't going to be the one who leads us to great successes, to hope for good things out of Agravain. But if his moustache is anything as good as the other chaps, then he's going to be absolutely brilliant. Where is that chap? He must be somewhere on here. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, if his moustache is anywhere as good as his, then I'm sure he'll be a grand and very capable king. Let's just give them one last chance to become protectorate. It is beyond their means, apparently. So yeah, we'll just head in. We'll finish off this force in there. Our taxter will be burnt down, and I think the general will just start running off with one final force over to the last city of Frostbite, who apparently is completely empty. Pontus! Pontus get to end the entire game. Oh, that's going to be glorious. I can't wait for it. Okay, we're going to go have a quick chat to Pontus. Let's end the turn and let's just let the madness happen. The most beautiful thing of all is that as I step into Frostbar and finish off the Egyptians once and for all, the amazing thing is, you might see in the bottom here, is that we've actually had Gwaine City rebel on that end turn, which is beautiful, because just before they died, they had a chance to get their old city back, but it didn't want to be Egyptian. It wanted to be burnt to the ground as rebel instead. What a foolish, foolish set of events. Let us just clear out this faction leader and officially finish these guys off. What do we have here? Just a few random troops. Send them in. Clear victory. He is dead. And there we go. The legacy of Egypt is over. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been an extreme campaign in many ways. I didn't really ever plan to take over this much. This last episode has very much just been a everything completely collapse under your nose kind of a thing. But you know what? We'll see if we can hand this over. Lovely. That's one thing handed over. Have that. What about our Taxeter? Would you like that as well, sir? Yeah, I was never really planning for all this nonsense to happen. But as it happens, things are looking a bit more extreme than I was ever expecting. We've conquered much of the map at this point, and really, I don't think there's much need to go on, is there? I think we've shown our dominance. So there we are. Pontus seem quite chill with us. They've taken both of those. And how are they in terms of diplomacy? Would they like to be friends, they're enemies with the Greeks? Maybe, maybe they want to be allies. Let's have a quick chat with them, see if there's any last things they would like to be. No, we can't be, sadly. That is blocked, sadly, due to whatever other old alliance. I think they're allied with the Briton, so we are forever stuck against those chaps, which is a bit of a shame. But they can go have these 4 areas up here. Hengist will go and lead his men away at this point, and we will leave them to go and rule these lands, as well as this small area here, until one day it is conquered by Greece or Thrace. Thrace, of course, our allies, still our allies. They haven't stabbed us in the back. They never really had a chance. They barely exist, but they are still alive. Unlike Dacia, who decided to stab us right at the death. Honestly, it was amazing how quickly we gobbled up that entire empire. It was ridiculous. But anyway, this is probably a good time to leave it, isn't it? We aren't at war with Carthage. We aren't at war with Numidia. And some people have decided not to stab us in the back. So, you know what? It's all good. We may well do a little follow-up just to go and eat Spain, because honestly, that's what needs to happen. But I think it's time to leave this. I am exhausted. This has been a long plough through many a settlement. I don't know if you can count how many settlements we've eaten by the end of this. We're up to 74 at this stage, so we must have eaten good 15 in this episode. God knows. I can't be bothered to count. But it's been a grand time. We've learned all about the adventures of Arthur as we hover over the great city of Arthur at this point. We can remember the great deeds that he achieved. But of course, there are many other greats along the way. I will leave you for now. Right, in terms of series that will follow, I don't know. You'll have to wait and see. There'll be a bit of Troy Total War, so do expect that. But what comes after this and after the Eastern Empire campaign, well, or the Western Empire Rebels campaign, you'll have to find out at a later point. But there we go. I will leave it. I'm Thomas, the Sinister Human, and this has been King Arthur's Britain campaign. Thank you, and goodbye. Shoot the flames of death into their eyes. Oh no, we're gonna die! Coward. Stop, sir! You're supposed to die! Run away! Our ballistas can actually shoot our own gates. Okay, let's get on with this battle. Run away.